So here we are at the highest point of Coggins Mine, and this is where the old vertical shaft, not sure what the name of it was or which shaft it was, but it was pretty darn deep. Years ago, before they built this huge barricade, about 10 or 12 years ago, we'd come up here, and the only thing keeping us from falling in was this old chicken wire fence here. And let me go around the other side so you can see a better view of the okay. Here's a pretty good view. I'm going to put the camera through the railing here and hold it up pretty high so you can see the pit. There's the shaft. And I've seen down inside of it years ago. I think I've got some pictures at home I held over the edge. It's probably 100 feet deep at least, maybe more. I don't know. It's deep. And then you come out of here, you can see the old fence right there, the old danger sign right there. And there's the old fence. It literally used to be chicken wire and barbed wire. New fence, well, it comes right around here behind, and you have a huge cliff here, about a 65, 75 foot drop, and it's to the largest open pit mine of Coggins Mine, where they actually used to mine down in this open area. It probably led into another shaft that was probably led into the shaft that's behind me, the vertical shaft. But anyway, as you can see, it's really deep, and here's the edge right there in front of my foot, and in the bottom down there, you have a bunch of old garbage and relics from the last 100 years. And we went down there years ago, and there's an old 1920s car down there, like an A model or something. You can still see the cab of it. It's been so long since I've been down there, I don't really know exactly where it's at, but it's down there. You're not allowed to touch anything in here because this is a U.S. archaeological site, and it tells you you're prohibited from disturbing or removing any artifact lawfully. So anyway, it's a really neat place to visit. Dangerous. Be careful when you come, but you're absolutely allowed to come here. It is U.S. forest land, and people come here all the time to visit. And there are rails telling you where the danger areas are, but you're still allowed to go behind them. Most of the rails look like this one single rail right here. And anyway, come see it. It's cool. Here is the other side of the big open pit mine. You see, they do give you some warnings that when you go past these areas, you are, in the more dangerous areas of the mine. But you can see just how big and open. It's like a big canyon. Okay, and you can see another mine shaft here at the base, now totally closed off. The reason they closed these mines off is because, number one, they didn't want people in them, of course, but the number two reason was white nose syndrome that the bats have been getting lately. They think it's linked to humans going inside the subterranean caves and stuff, and so the Forest Service has closed off all the mines. Used to we could go in them. I actually went in a couple of them, and it's about like Reed Gold Mine. Nothing fancy. Just it looks a lot like Reed Gold Mine. As you can see, some old finds here. It's really cool though. You can look up and see how the top of the rim of the canyon up there. We're in the bottom of it right now, headed toward the wide area. It's really cool. Like I said, if you've never been here, you need to visit. Up there's where we were earlier. You can see the big shaft barricade up there. Let me zoom in. Right up there on top of the cliff up there. Right there. That's where I was standing earlier, right? I was standing right there. Now I'm going to back off. It's really quiet. I may be able to get a view of that old car. We'll see. Another area that's been closed in and vented by the Forest Service, I guess to allow bats passage. That goes into the inner parts of the mine. And you can see all the junk that's been piled up down here over the years. Probably good if you come in the heat of the summer to watch out for rattlers, because it is prime rattlesnake territory, and it's nice and cool today, so I'm not really concerned about that too much. Still keeping an eye out. And as you can see, here's some old trash piles. People used to dump their trash in here back in the last century. And where's that car at? There's an old refrigerator. Let's see if I can find that old car. Oh man. You can see a pretty good bit of it. I think that's it right over there. Of course, it's been torn up. People vandalized even more than... There's an old refrigerator. See the old, who knows, an old television and tires. Let's see. Darn it, the old car is gone. It must be over here, what's left of it. Oops. Well, I don't know what happened to it unless it's been buried and people have flipped it over more junk on top of it. But what was left of that old car or truck or whatever it was that I saw about 20 years ago was down here somewhere. Maybe that's all. Now that's like an old heater, old wash machine. I don't know, but it's not here anymore. At least it's not visible. So. Another really cool place at the mine, right near the creek. And I thought I had lost it, and finally I found it. This stuff is really spread out, so you got to look for it. It's all within probably a square mile, so tunnels everywhere. But this is really neat. I remember coming here a lot back in the 80s. You can go through the arch. I'm going to take you through it. And you go through the arch. And you come out into a big frog pond, mosquito hole, and you can see, don't get in there, Charger, no. This is all filled with water now. It used to didn't be filled with water all the time, but it is now. And then, of course, you can go over to here and look inside here. It's about 20, 25 feet deep. I mean, straight out the shaft. Horizontal shaft. I guess they didn't find enough gold here and they stopped. These were probably early diggings. Who knows? Speculation. Anyway, it's a really cool place. As I said, you need to come. Hit me up for directions. Or go with me one day. I'll take you. Won't we, Charger? We'll take them.